Good day everyone, Complaining Gamer here. With each new release of Cemu, there is an equal mixture of expectation and hope from the community. Expectation that outlined additional feature implementation is expansive and complete, when in fact it may just be in its first stage and a building block to whatever that new feature is, which will ultimately be developed more, built on and expanded. Hope that the next iteration of the emulator will finally meet the performance criteria of your subjective opinion. Regardless of what we expect or hope, it's always exciting and intriguing to see the next phase in this emulator's life. For me personally, I learned very quickly to not expect huge leaps in performance and compatibility. Rather, gradual progressive steps became a much more realistic approach, accepting that improvements take time and come in phases. As of this content, the next Cemu release will be version 1.13.0, and it is slated to bring some quite exciting changes, at least in theory. If you missed my detailed news coverage on what is contained in the upcoming 1.13.0, you may want to review it to bring yourself up to speed. As I stated, it's easy to get caught up in the whirlwind of new features, which sometimes leads to unrealistic, lofty expectations when in actuality, this fresh addition is just the first step of many behind the implementation, progress and improvement of a new element within Cemu. Let's try to clarify realistically what 1.13.0 is intended to deliver, supported by information from lead Cemu developer Exzap. Starting with the texture cache rework, this is designed to fix graphical bugs, texture corruptions, VRAM leaks, and establish the building blocks for Vulkan API implementation. Notice I said building blocks regarding Vulkan, meaning that 1.13.0 is the first step of many before full Vulkan integration. On the topic of Vulkan, Exzap is quoted as saying, "It's a work in progress. When it's done, it will be released. Could be in a year, could be sooner. I literally can't even give an estimate if I wanted. Vulkan is all new to me." When I asked Exzap about game-specific graphical errors and the impact the cache rework might have, he said, maybe not in the first iteration, e.g. in a separate update afterwards, but that's one of the goals of the rewrite. The main goal is to fix the constant graphic bugs that some games have. About Cemu 1.13.0 and the cache rework as well as VRAM leak, he said, "I am not really targeting anything specific, I am re-implementing it in a way that allows to fix all issues in the long term. But again, the first update will not solve all problems. The solution I am currently building isn't targeted towards any specific game or any known problem. Rather, it's designed so that it will cover all those cases plus anything that we might not have thought of. It's not trivial, so it's hard to predict the outcome. In theory, it should help avoid infinite duplicate textures, which is what causes the Breath of the Wild VRAM leak." When addressing the benefits of separable versus conventional shaders, he said, "As far as I know, none. It was more of an experiment to see if it would fix issues, but turns out it doesn't, which is good, means no odd driver bugs in separable." Regarding optimizations, he said sometimes one optimization that helps 99% of games causes issues with another game, and that's what's essentially happened to Tropical Freeze. It takes some time to find the perfect solution that works for all games. In terms of a Cemu roadmap, he said, "There isn't really a roadmap. The plan is to make it play all games perfectly, and we try to get there in the shortest time possible, not rushing though." We also touched on Xenoblade Chronicles X being limited to single core, affecting its ability to maintain the 60 FPS patch and the fact that the game is just coded poorly. Exzap always aims to provide as many features as possible in each update where time allows. The only game-specific issue he mentioned was related to lighting in Assassin's Creed. In terms of performance boosts, Exzap didn't have much to say on that topic, most likely as it's still a bit early to comment on 1.13.0, which is still being developed. Exzap did say that we should expect a ton of fixes. I also quickly asked about custom HD textures, a personal interest of mine, but as has been stated before, there are limitations within the Wii U as well as other consoles regarding custom textures with different resolutions which just don't make them possible. Regarding further Cemu 1.13.0 information, a detailed Patreon post is expected in the coming weeks to be then followed by the emulator release. The specifics of individual changes to the most requested games is the type of information you'll find right here on the Complaining Gamer channel. Feel free to make requests about changes you hope to see, and I'll do my best to report back my findings. In conclusion, Cemu lead developer Exzap makes it abundantly clear that single game fixes are not the focus. The goal is a blanket solution which benefits as many titles as possible. Naturally, this will lead to improvement and regression depending on the game. Vulkan integration is planned, but with no fixed ETA, it will be a gradual process. Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze is one game which still struggles today due to changes which benefit other titles but caused regression in that game. As a bonus nugget, I made a video showing how to maintain 60 FPS in Tropical Freeze using a rather bizarre trick of lowering the GPU buffer cache accuracy and then opening the gamepad view to eliminate visual errors. On that topic, Exzap said, "Weird that method works for Tropical Freeze, but enabling gamepad view adds extra delay at the end of a frame which might just be enough to not get the race condition where it corrupts geometry." By the way, you can reach me on Twitter or join my brand new official Discord. Links in the description. Come to chat, ask questions, make requests, or just chill out. I'm more than happy to help. Come join up and be part of the community. So there you have it, people. Hopefully a bit of clarification behind what we currently know about the upcoming Cemu release 1.13.0. Stay tuned to the channel to keep up to date with the latest developments by subscribing and clicking the bell icon to get notified. If you found the content interesting, useful, or enjoyable, leave a like. If you didn't, dislike and comment why. And as always, I will see you in the next one.